What you focus on in Aikido naturally changes over time, and that's a good thing. Let's dive in. So your very, very early training is really, in a sense, about survival. You're trying to remember, first of all, how to fall, when to fall, and how to fall without breaking your neck. If you start Aikido as an adult, let alone later in life, sometimes people are starting Aikido in their 40s, 50s, 60s, even 70s. There's probably some people who started in their 80s, but I know people who started 40s, 50s, 60s, and even 70s. So it's a big deal to be falling down and getting up at those ages. So your focus in that stage is just, how do I get through this without hurting myself, right? Then you're trying to remember, wait, did she step this way with her right foot, her left foot? What am I doing? I had one student who said, inside foot, outside foot, what do you mean? I was like, oh, wow, hadn't thought about that. For some people, that's like a whole foreign concept. Your inside foot, your outside foot, your front foot, your back foot, and then suddenly you turn when you're showing them, and now your back foot, what was your back foot, becomes your front foot. So it's really tough to get through all that mentally. Then, as I said, physically, you're just trying to make sure that you don't get hurt. And it's scary. So you're managing your fear. And then there's the stamina piece of it. Hey, sorry to interrupt the video, but some of you have been asking how you can get a copy of my book, The Teacher. The book includes a wide range of topics, including from horseback riding to Budo, the Japan experience and returning home, building intuition, attracting new students to Aikido, Aikido and nonviolence, leading by example, women in Aikido, arrogance, saying no to homogenization in Aikido, Aikido and distance teaching, body alignment, and more and more. So if you haven't purchased a copy of the book and you would like to, just head to leah-suzuki.com/book or use the link in the YouTube description below. It's available in English, and it's even available in Italian, actually. That's just on Amazon. And the book has, let me show you a little bit of this book. A photo of me when I first started. Can you see it? Is it showing up? Some photos of my teacher, Takeda Shihan. My first teacher, Bill Gleason Sensei in Boston. And some of you might recognize that's Gary Small Sensei taking Ukemi there. More casual setting with myself and Takeda Shihan back in the 80s, hence the crazy hair. Another one of my favorite photos of Takeda Shihan. One of my favorite photos of Yamaguchi Sensei. There I am teaching a seminar at my dojo in Hollywood. Just a regular photo shoot, actually, from a regular class. Teaching in Hollywood dojo. Oh, wow. My friend Brandon Ishisaka Sensei, I believe that's me training with his daughter, who now I think is like 16 years old. Anyway, she's super cute, huh? She's doing great. She's still training. If you haven't gotten a book and you'd like to get one, just look in the description below this video, and there's a link there that you can click on to order your copy. Now let's get back to the video. I've got a beginner right now, just started with us a month or two ago. He's only, I think, 31 or something. And I can see him having so much fun, and yet really kind of struggling in a way too. Yeah, it's really tough for him physically. And I keep telling him, just keep showing up and don't hesitate to excuse yourself from the mat and watch the remainder of the class if you need to. So anyway, it's exciting to see him keep on coming back. So anyway, those first months, or maybe first year, our focus is on, in a way, survival, for want of a better word. Later on, you start to focus on refinement in your training. So in another video, I was sharing about another student of mine who had the habit of doing this. Then she developed some pain in her shoulders. Now that's even better incentive than me saying, drop your shoulders. So now she knows as soon as it's painful, she goes like that. Of course, before that, she was working on refining her movement, But now I can see her working on that refinement even more. So don't worry about what your incentive is, what your motivation is for refining your technique, whatever it takes, whether it's pain or just, oh, I want to look like that teacher. That's the next period. We work on sensitivity, timing, and minimal effort. I say to my students sometimes that it takes hard work to get to the point where your technique is effortless. For example, Koshinage. Koshinage is an excellent example. Um, the best way for certain types of Koshinage is to get really low, to really bend your knees, right? So I come in like this, and if I bend my knees far enough, I can get under this person's, if this is uke, I can get under this person's center to send them, and then I straighten my knees and I pop them up and over, right? And but if I don't bend my knees enough, then my hip meets them like at their waist or above their waist. So again, if I bend my knees enough, I can get right under their waist and pop them up when I straighten my legs. So that is a much easier throw than if I'm here trying to haul them over my shoulder or haul them over my back. It's a much easier throw if I can get down here. Getting down here is hard work. so so to do the effortless Aikido, you have to work hard, ironically. If you've been watching my videos, you've probably noticed that I sometimes use shoto, or short sword. I find that it helps students drop their shoulders, stop pushing, and really feel the technique. Right now, I have a limited number of these Suzuki signature shoto available. They're made in Japan from premium Japanese white oak. They're engraved with my signature, and they're really beautifully balanced. Because of the lumber shortage in Japan, I was only able to get a small batch of them. So once these are gone, that's it for the time being. So if you'd like one, click the link below to reserve yours. During the checkout process, you'll be prompted to let me know which seminar you'll attend, and then I'll bring it right to you. Now let's get back to the video. So anyway, that's the later stage of our Aikido development. We focus on sensitivity, timing, and minimal effort through hard work. Maturity brings simplicity. So we're doing less, we're becoming more efficient, and there's more clarity. It seems like there's more time even when people attack. It's not as sudden and out of the blue, and maybe there's more enjoyment. I don't know. That's arguable, actually. I think it's just darn fun the whole way through. And I was even having a lot of fun, you know, when I was a complete beginner and my knees were all bloody and the backs of my shoulders were bruised, and it's all fun as far as I'm concerned. So with this maturity, you get more simplicity, the less doing because you're more efficient. And the efficiency, by the way, helps with your stamina. And then more clarity. You can see more things that are happening. And then just as much enjoyment, if not more. You know, an interesting thing, this is like a humble brag here, but I reserve some classes per month. I'm going to be 66 this year. And most of my students are in their 30s. And I reserve some classes each month to not teach, but just lead the class. I show a technique 4 times or 8 times, and then I get a partner. And my students throw me, and I throw them. We do 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And after about 30 minutes or an hour or something, we might do like, I throw them 8 or 10 times for every 2 to 4 times that they throw me. But anyway, every now and then I have to prove a point to myself. And I don't allow myself that sensei card of, you know, like throwing them 10 times for every 2 or 4 that they throw me. I'm like, I'm doing 4, 4, 4 tonight. And one night when I did that, I said to one of the women that was in the class, I said, and a bunch of them actually, yeah, in the women's changing room, I said, how old are your moms, by the way? And one of them said, She's just a few years younger than you, Sensei, and she can't do what you just did tonight. I was like, oh, wow. She kind of read my mind that I was like trying to show off to myself and others. But anyway, I wouldn't be able to do that, of course, if I had a major injury. So I'm so grateful for good health. But also, I wouldn't be able to do that if I hadn't trained like crazy when I was younger and taken Ukemi and more Ukemi and more Ukemi. If a senpai or your sensei will throw you more after class, do it. Just say onegai shimasu. And if they go, huh? Go, onegai shimasu, could you please throw me 20 or 30 times? Do it. And you won't regret it later in your Aikido career. It'll really, really help. In conclusion, Aikido reveals different lessons and different benefits at different stages. So keep training. Go to a minimum 3 classes a week. I want to challenge you to that if you're not already doing that. Speaking of training, if you want to train with me, I'll be teaching in Taipei and Kaohsiung in Taiwan the 3rd weekend of March, and I'll be teaching in Kumamoto, Japan, the 4th weekend of March. Of course, I have other trips coming up. I'll be in Europe in September. I'll be in Ireland and the UK in June. Also, I'm having a couple major seminars here at my dojo in Los Angeles. At the end of May, I'll be teaching with Ikeda Sensei and Bruno Gonzalez Sensei. It's a 4-day immersive seminar, and we all have very different backgrounds stylistically, so it's really a nice chance to sort of compare notes, share different insights. That's May 28th through the 31st in Los Angeles. Then mid-July, July 15th through 19th, we'll be having the 30th anniversary celebration and summer camp. It's the 30th anniversary of Aikido Kenkyukai International USA, which I founded back in 1996. So we're very excited about that. Again, that's July 15th through 19th. And for both events, space is limited, but the registration will be opening very soon for the summer camp. I believe at the time of this video, the registration for the summer seminar will already be open. So check the links in the description below, and I'm looking forward to training together soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye.